are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, and thank you for participating and joining our issue tracking and ticketing application webinar. Today we will be covering the ticketing application and the importance of the ticketing or case management for the customer experience. To begin, ticketing does not involve purchasing tickets for a game. Rather, ticketing is a term used for management of issues and inquiries within an organization. For example, if you would like a demo of GreenRope, or if you have a support question, you might submit a ticket on our website. That ticket is then submitted to us, assigned to the appropriate department, and then addressed. Ticketing is an efficient and effective way to create, update, and resolve customer issues, questions, or feedback. Top 5 reasons for utilizing the ticketing application. It allows issues and customer feedbacks or inquiries to not slip through the cracks. It ensures that employees are notified when they have been assigned a ticket. You don't waste time trying to figure out what is happening. You always know what is going on with your clients and customers. Your customer knows when their issue has been resolved or if there are any updates to the submitted inquiry. Management can track tickets and view who is working on what, which will create greater accountability. Overall, ticketing helps your business communicate better to the customer while running a more organized and service-oriented organization. When you have a lot going on and not a lot of people to manage it, ticketing becomes a necessary element in organizing, managing, and learning about your clients. When a customer submits a ticket on your website, their data is automatically housed within your CRM, making that data available to both sales and marketing. If it is a demo request, this ticket can be automatically assigned to a salesperson, triggering a follow-up workflow. If it is a support ticket, that ticket is assigned to a support staff and followed up accordingly. Obtaining this data is a great way to stay connected with your customer. A salesperson that has the ability to see when a client has submitted a help request is better equipped to speak with the customer and address their specific needs when reaching out to them. This creates more personalized service, resulting in what we have been talking so much about, the customer experience. Ticketing saves time, money, and may just save your brand. When you can track and respond quickly to your customers, they will be happier. Here are 5 main features of the GreenRope ticketing application. The first one is creating as many tickets as you would like, or public forms. 2, having each ticketing category assigned to a particular individual within your contact database. You can use the logic to add ticket openers to different groups based upon present criteria. 4, you can activate autoresponders when a ticket has been submitted. And 5, you can trigger automated workflows. So once again, ticketing is the process of managing and maintaining lists of issues. Ticketing is often used for customer support issues, but can be used for contest submissions, media inquiries, or any other inquiries or submissions a company would like to keep track of. The ticketing system allows you to easily create ticketing categories to better help support and serve your clients and customers. You just need to have 2 groups set up, one group for identifying who handles the tickets, typically your support team and their management, and another group to add the contacts who fill out the ticketing form too. You can have as many ticketing forms as you'd like, with as many ticketing categories as you would like. The first step would be to create a group that the ticketing, that all the ticketing public forms will be housed in. And to get to the group setup, what you're going to do is place your cursor over the settings icon on the top right-hand corner of your screen and select this group option here. You want to first create a new group once you're in the group setup by clicking on this Create New Group option. And let's call this the Ticketing Administrative Group. You're going to click on this Create New Group option here. Now what you're going to do, so now you'll see that there's a Ticketing Administrative Group. After you've done this, if you want to add in user-defined data fields that you would like to have present within the ticketing form that you're going to create, you're going to click on this User-Defined Data tab here within the group setup. And once again, how I got to the group setup, if you happen to accidentally exit out of the screen, log back into your GreenRope account, place your cursor over the settings icon here and select the group option. It's going to place you within the group setup, and you're going to select this user-defined data tab. If you would like to create any user-defined data fields that you'd like the individual submitting the ticket to fill out, you're going to scroll and you're going to select this Add New Custom Field option. You would enter in the field name here once you've selected this Add New Custom Field. So for purposes of today, or for purposes of an example, let's make this, call this additional comments. For the type, I'm going to select short text or open text. Either of these will work. And what these are essentially short text and open text. These are open text fields that you can pretty much enter in any kind of data into. Short text does have a limit of 250 symbols and characters that you can enter in for that data field, and open text does not have any character or symbol limitation, so it's more or less like a text box or a note field. You can also use select one and select multiple. Essentially what these two options are, select one is a select one type where you would enter in the values at the bottom here that the individual would select from, and select multiple is essentially select multiple field where individuals can select multiple values that you would enter into this box here. The most important part of this whole process here, if you would like to use this user-defined data field within a ticketing form that you do create, would be this contacts access to this data section here. You want this to be visible to group members. If you don't set this visible to group members, this contacts access to this data, this user-defined data field will not appear as an option to select when you're creating your ticketing form. So this is going to be an integral step right here. This contacts access to this data, you're going to want to set this to visible to group members here. Once you finish that, and maybe you may want the sharing for this user-defined data field to be shared across all your groups, you're just going to simply save the changes here, and this page should automatically reload for you. To double check, you can click on this user-defined data tab here once again, and if you scroll all the way down, you'll see that there is a new user-defined data field created and that it is visible to group members here. Now, once you've created this new ticketing administrative group, as well as the user-defined data fields that you're going to enter or you want selected for the ticketing form, to create a ticket, you're going to place your cursor over this app's header here, and you're going to select the ticketing option here. This will take you to our ticketing system manager, and if you click on this question mark icon, you'll see that there is great additional information here that you guys can read over, and if you guys do get stuck, I mean, we're also always available here at support@greenrope.com. The ticketing management system is a way for you to handle requests for support or more information from people who visit your website, social media pages, or any other presence you may have on the web. All members of the group you are in currently will have access to the tickets that are generated here. When updating tickets, you will need to, if you need to add an image, you can click and drag any image file from your desktop onto your ticket update. Image files added this way will be automatically placed in the media library, in the My Files folder, or the email templates folder if you don't have a My Files folder. In the public forums area here, you create a landing page that you can customize that allows you to link to it from your website. From that page, someone can fill out a ticket and it gets sent to this group. The person filling out the ticket gets added to a dedicated group for that, which they can have a drip campaign set up. There are some nice customization options available. Each ticket form can have a set of categories available to it, the kinds of questions or issues that may come up, and each category can optionally be automatically assigned to someone. If someone asks you a question about something specific that a certain member of your organization is an expert on, it will automatically be assigned to that person. Then every member of the ticket group will get an email letting them know about the ticket that has been submitted, and any member of that group can make an update and close the particular ticket if they decide to. One key advantage to this ticketing system is that it ties directly in with your CRM automatically, and you'll be able to look up a contact and see a history of any tickets that a contact has created and pull up the details for that ticket right within the CRM. As a case management system, your GreenRope account is a complete solution. So the first step, once again, after you've created the group and the user-defined data fields within the group setup, you're going to place your cursor over this apps header, and you're going to select this ticketing option here. This will then take you to the ticketing system manager. And what you're going to do, the first step that I recommend would be to create a ticketing category here. This can range from anything that you want to have as a ticketing category. Let's use additional information. You can automatically assign a ticket to an individual within this group. Now, because I'm the account owner and there aren't any individuals that are in my group, I can't really assign it to anyone else but me, and I'm the account holder. And you can even set up, but once you have added individuals to this group's contact database, you can select them from this drop-down. And what that will do is, once you create a public form and embed that within an existing website, if anyone chooses this particular category, this individual here will be automatically assigned to that ticket, and they will automatically be sent a notification that, hey, you've been assigned a ticket within the GreenRope system. You can actually alert a group or the group that this ticket has been made in if there isn't a response in over an hour specified in this field here. Now, once you've created this ticketing category, you're going to save it right here. And then from here, to create a public ticketing form, you're going to click on this Public Forms tab here. Then you're going to click on this New Ticket Form icon. You're going to enter in the ticket form name here. So let's call this additional information. You can set the header background color by clicking here. You can set the header banner or header logo / banner here. And what this will do is this will actually pull an image that's existing within your media library currently. However, I don't have anything there, so it's not going to pull anything. But you guys can also add images within this header text here by selecting this image icon here, and you can choose that image from the media library here as well, or you can insert the image after you've selected that here by clicking on this insert image option here. Now, as you can see, the category that I just created is now available for me to select. So I'm going to check that checkbox here for additional information. And once again, I did create that ticket category here in this ticket categories tab. And I'm going to select a group in which I want the contacts who are submitting this ticket added into. And this is going to be a crucial step. So you're not going to be able to add individuals to this ticketing administrative group. This is specifically where the tickets will be housed and located when someone submits a ticket. So you can't actually add anyone to this group where the ticket will be created in. However, you can definitely select a group that you can actually add the contacts into. So let's pick the test group and maybe that group right there. You can select a font size for this ticket here, or the font, sorry, that you'd like to select for the actual form. And these are the font options that we do provide, as well as the font size here. Now, this is where the additional contact fields are going to be selected for your ticketing form. You will definitely want the first name and the last name. The email address field is going to be automatically included because it is a necessary step for submitting a ticket, so that when a ticket has been updated by maybe a support staff member on your end, it'll also send an email notification to the individual that actually submitted that original ticket. So this is where you would select those additional contact fields. And if you remember, I actually did create an additional comments user-defined data field. And remember, I set that the visibility to visible to group members. And that's going to be, once again, a crucial step so that it appears, the user-defined data fields appear within this additional contacts field section here. You can add a quick summary text here, a details text here. You can even allow images to be uploaded if you'd like. When an individual submits a ticket, they can actually, upload an image if they desire. You can have the submit button text changed. So let's put that submit here. You can have the submit option or the submit form window action to keep either in the same frame. You can actually have it redraw an entire page or open in a new tab/window. And once again, if you click on these question mark icons here, you'll be able to get more information as to what exactly this field means if this question mark icon, this help icon, is available to click next to a field. This notification email from name would be the name that you would enter so that when someone submits a ticket, they would get a confirmation email from the name specified here as well as the email specified here. If you don't place anything within these two boxes, what will happen is it'll default to whoever the main account holder is. So when someone submits a ticket, it's going to look like it came from the main account holder, and it's going to state their name and the main account holder's email address. You can enter in a thank you message within this field here, or a URL, a thank you URL essentially, where if you place in a URL, so once an individual submits a ticket, they would be redirected to like a thank you URL or a thank you message that you've specified here. If you're going to include a URL within this field, make sure to include HTTP or HTTPS : / and then you would enter in your domain or URL here. Now, as I stated previously, you can actually assign two autoresponders here. And what autoresponders are essentially email templates that you've created within the group that you can select so that once someone submits a ticket, they would automatically get an email. Or that's these two autoresponders if you so choose to do two autoresponders. And you can actually have it delayed by a certain number of hours here. Just make sure that if you specify the hour and you specify two autoresponder emails, that they are not the same. This delay is not the same number. It needs to at least have an hour separation, and you're just going to go up sequentially. You can also assign a workflow here within this assign workflow section. And these are essentially any workflows that you've saved within your account. You can actually apply that workflow to this particular ticket so that if someone submits this ticket, they would automatically have a workflow generated. And workflows are essentially CRM activities that have been created within this workflow section, which is actually within your contacts and customer relationship management system. And you can get there by clicking on this contacts tab here. You can also request quality feedback at the time the ticket is closed. Essentially what that will do is give the person that submitted that ticket an opportunity to rate the quality of the ticket and the response to that ticket. And once you're finished with this, let's do no autoresponders here. Once you're finished setting up all these criteria for the ticket, you can save this ticket here by clicking on the save icon. And now it should appear within this additional information, or this is the title of the ticket, but it should appear within this box here. So the title of my ticket was entitled Additional Information, and I selected the group in which I wanted the contacts who submitted this ticket to be added into, and I selected the user-defined data fields that were pertinent and I would like the individual to fill out once they have submitted this ticket, or previous to submitting this ticket. I do apologize for that. If you would like to edit this ticket at a later time, all you're going to need to do is select this edit icon here, and this will open up the back end of the ticket. If you want to embed this ticket inside of a web page, all you're going to do is click on this HTML icon here. Now, we offer you a couple ways for you to actually embed this within an existing web page. You can either place this URL into a web page and just have it so that they can click on this URL, and this is going to actually be the ticket that I just created. As you can see, the email address is required. I didn't select that as a field, but I did select first name, last name, and this additional comments section here. And then this is where the individual would place in their support inquiry or maybe their demo request and why they would like to request a contact back. This is where they would enter in the details here. You can add an image. As you can see, I selected that option here so that an individual can actually browse here and browse from their desktop so that they can select a particular file. If you click on that, you'll see it opens it up. It opens up what to select, and they would need, the individual filling out the ticket would need to enter in what's placed within the CAPTCHA here before submitting. So let's try this out. Dan at GreenRope.com. I'm going to submit this ticket here, and it should state that the ticket has been successfully submitted. Right there. And that was that redirect URL that I placed in within the actual, I'm not going to remove that right here. So let me go back. Let me actually redo that ticket. Right here, you will receive an email shortly that summarizes your ticket submission. Right here. And once someone submits a ticket, it should appear within this unassigned section here. So getting back to embedding this ticket within your web page, we do offer you those 3 separate options that you guys can select from. The first one is the link option here. This is just essentially the actual URL of the ticket. If you copy and paste this iframe source code, you can actually place this iframe inside of an existing web page and embed this ticket that you have just created within GreenRope inside of an existing web page. So essentially you would just copy this code and you would place that within the HTML source of an existing web page. And we do even give you an option to place this code inside an HTML source of an existing web page. And what this will do is this will create a tab on the left side of your website that would be generated from this code that you placed within the HTML source of that existing web page. So I actually did submit a ticket. I'm going to refresh this. And you will actually see that right here in the drop-down menu, this little ticketing icon that appears means that you actually have a ticket, a public form created within this group. So this kind of assists you with, identifying which group actually houses the tickets that have been submitted. And because I have set the ticketing category to automatically assign to myself here. Right here, I specified that here. It'll automatically place the tickets within this Open Tickets tab. However, if you don't automatically assign this ticket, it'll appear within this Unassigned Tickets tab here, in which case an individual would need to assign the ticket that came in, and then they would need to update that ticket. To update a ticket that's been submitted, you're going to locate the ticket, and you can always change this Assign To section here to anyone that's within your group. No one's in my group, so I can't assign it to anyone else but myself. However, if you do have any individuals within your contact database for that group, you would be able to assign this ticket to them. To view and make an update, you're going to simply select on this View/Make Updates icon for the ticket, and then you're going to click on this New Update option here. And as you can see, this opens up a content builder where you can actually enter in a response for that ticket. And once you have actually rectified a support issue that may have come in or may have been submitted through this ticket, or once this individual has been given an actual demo of the platform and it's been specified that they've been given a demo, what you can do is set this ticket status here to closed. And you can actually, these two checkboxes will be checked automatically by default. And what this will do is essentially email the update to the client, the ticket opener, as well as emailing the support staff or the support team. You can select Save here. And once a ticket has been set to closed, it will then, from then on, be within this tab here. So look here. You'll see that now there is a closed ticket, and you can actually even delete this ticket if you'd like. However, we don't actually recommend that you delete tickets, because if you have a series of closed tickets, you guys can actually refer back to any previous issues that may be similar to a new ticket that has been submitted here. And of course, once again, those unassigned tickets or open tickets will be in either of these two tabs here for you guys to actually view and make an update on. And you guys can actually even reopen a ticket and make updates on the ticket if you find that the inquiry hasn't been resolved or if there hasn't actually been a demo. You guys can actually click on this View Updates icon again. And if you click on this New Updates option, you guys can set this closed ticket back up to open here. That's how it'll appear for the actual ticket that you have submitted. Furthermore, any response reports that have been collected will appear here. So I set up this public form. You scroll down here to not have quality feedback. If you set this to yes, what will happen is once the ticket has been closed, it'll automatically generate an email from us requesting the quality feedback for the client that submitted the ticket, and all those responses will be aggregated within this Response Reports tab here. Once again, to embed the tickets that you do create or the public forms that you have created into a web page, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this Public Forms option here, and you're going to select this HTML icon here, and we do provide you a link to the actual ticket here, the iframe source code here, which you can place into the HTML source of an existing web page, as well as the option to place this ticketing form that you've created into a tab. And that's this code right here, and all you would do is copy this code and place it within an existing web page. So ticketing, once again, is an efficient and effective way to create, update, and resolve customer issues, questions, or feedback. It allows you to communicate and collect that feedback so that you can better serve your customers in a timely manner, and it's really efficient and it's really effective. You can create as many tickets as you would like. You can have a ticketing category assigned to a particular individual. You can use the logic to add ticket openers to a different group based upon the present criteria. You can activate autoresponders when a ticket has been submitted, and you can also trigger automated workflows for the ticket that has been submitted. This concludes my presentation on how to create a ticket, how to add user-defined data fields in the ticket, and creating that ticketing administrative group so that you can actually house the tickets within a particular group within your GreenRope account. At this point, I will be answering questions that have been submitted. Yes, I am recording this webinar so that you guys can definitely go back and view this webinar at a later time. I will be uploading this into the recorded webinar section, and let me show you guys where that should all be located. I do apologize, Lisa and James, as well as Robert, if my screen did not change. It might have been my internet connectivity on my end. And let me show you where to locate our previously recorded webinars. What you're going to do is you're going to select this question mark icon on the top right-hand corner of your screen. This will take you to the help/knowledge base here. And what you're going to do is if you scroll down, all the way down to the other resources section here, you'll be able to actually see the recorded webinars that we've actually recorded previously. I will be uploading this particular webinar in a short matter of time, and it should be available for you guys to view within the next couple of days. 1 second. Go back here. Kurt, could you actually resubmit that question asked? I actually exited out of the chat window, if you don't mind. Let's see if I... there we go. Thank you so much. So Kurt Lohman asks, do you use the ticketing system for demo requests? What are some other uses other than support/comments? Yes, we do use them for demo requests so that if an individual goes to our actual web page, they can actually submit a ticket. And what that does is that automatically assigns the ticket to our sales staff, and it pretty much notifies them that someone is requesting a demo if they do submit a ticket. You can actually use the ticket for, let's see, like contest submissions, media inquiries, or any other inquiries or submissions a company would like to keep track of. It's not necessarily just tied to, support issues that you'd like addressed or, just additional comments. You can actually use it as a single opt-in form so that individuals who submit a ticket would automatically be added into a group. But yeah, you can actually use it for contest submissions and media inquiries. Like I stated before, it's pretty flexible because you can actually create user-defined data fields. There, you can actually create user-defined data fields within this section here, this tab here. And once again, this right here, this group member access is going to be imperative so that you can actually collect additional data from that ticket. So you need to set this to visible to group members, but you can add as many user-defined data fields as you'd like. So it's you can actually ask questions. You can have individuals who submit the ticket and respond to those questions. So let's see. Jacob Voldby asks, is it possible to have a public form as an embedded HTML form like you can in a public sign-up form? Yes, you can. So once again, to get to the HTML code that we offer to embed this particular this public form that you have created, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this Public Forms tab here within the Ticketing System Manager, and you're going to select this HTML icon here. We provide you with the iframe source code that you can copy right here, in which you can actually place this and embed this within the HTML source of an existing web page, so that it can act as like maybe a sign-up form or maybe a contest submission or media inquiries or other inquiries or submissions a company would, like yourself, would like to keep track of. James Clay, sorry if I butcher the last name, but James asks, can you purge some of the tickets, or does the amount of tickets not bother the storage on your servers? You can actually, store as many tickets as you'd like. However, if you want to close, or if you want to delete some of the tickets, you actually can. It's either here or here that you would actually be able to view the tickets that are submitted. So it'd be in the unassigned tickets section, the open tickets section, or the closed tickets section. If you look here, you can actually delete, any tickets that do come in. However, this does not, it doesn't matter if you have a whole bunch of tickets. It won't take up too much storage space. That doesn't count towards your overall storage space or the megabytes that we do give you as a default. So you definitely don't need to worry about that. So James, there isn't a way of deleting a date range of tickets. You can only delete these tickets one by one here. Let's delete section here. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back to William's question. What rights does a shared access user need to have to provide support using the ticketing system, but not setting up the ticketing system? So what you can do, well, you would have to delegate the shared access rights to this ticketing section here by going to your My Account section, selecting this the shared access tab here, then selecting this group on the left-hand side. And as you can see here, hold on 1 second. If they are given access to, let me see. So essentially, the main account, so you can't actually assign shared access. I do apologize for stating that, but you can't assign shared access. However, if you're the main account holder, you're the only individual that's going to be able to create those ticketing forms here. If you have individuals entered in within this ticketing administrative group, what you can do is you can make the group interactive here so that individuals that are a part of this group can log in through a unique ID, which would be their email address that's been entered within this contact database here. And once they do attempt that first login, we'll know if they don't have a password because they're just going to leave the password field blank. And that will automatically generate a temporary password for the individuals trying to log in. And essentially, they would just have access to just this ticketing section so that they would be able to update, the unassigned tickets, open tickets, or the closed tickets as well. So the iframe is not the only option that we do provide. We can, so if you look here, sorry, 1 second. Go right here to the public forms section, and you click on this HTML icon here. We do give you the option to place this ticketing form. So the URL for this ticketing form is here, and you can actually place this within an existing web page if you want to add your own CSS, you definitely can. And this is how you would do it right here. Well, 1 second. So, William, are you speaking of the interactive group so that individuals can like log in and view the tickets?